There was once a police commissioner who retired from service. After retirement, he had to leave his government bungalow and move into a house he had bought years earlier in a well-known housing society. Life became quieter after retirement. He started going for morning and evening walks, but he rarely greeted anyone. No hello, no casual talk. He still carried the pride of his past position. Gradually, people also stopped trying to speak with him. They felt he preferred to stay by himself. One evening during his walk, his legs began to hurt. He sat on a bench in the park. Another elderly gentleman was already sitting there. The retired commissioner began talking about his past, his role as commissioner, the important people he had met, the influence he once had. He spoke for a long time. The other man tried to share something about himself too, but the commissioner did not really listen. After a while, the commissioner stood up and said, "My children live abroad. Otherwise, I wouldn't be staying here." Then he left. This continued for many days. He came to the same bench, spoke about his past, and left. He never asked the other gentleman anything about his life. One day, the elderly man gently asked, "May I ask you something? If a bulb stops glowing, what value does it have?" The commissioner replied, "None." The man smiled and said, "That is how retirement often feels. Whether the bulb was 5 watts or 100 watts, once it goes off, the difference is not very visible." The commissioner felt slightly offended and said, "Do you know I was a police commissioner?" The gentleman replied calmly, "I served 2 terms as a member of parliament from this state." The commissioner was surprised. The man then pointed around the park. That gentleman, there was a railway general manager. The person jogging was a scientist. And Varmaji there worked as a senior officer in the electricity department. Many of us once held important positions. Now we are simply retired people living our daily lives. After a pause, he added, "The world often respects position while it lasts. After that, life becomes more personal." Then he asked softly, "You mentioned many people used to visit you. Do they still come?" The commissioner quietly replied, "No." The gentleman nodded. "That is part of life. Respect is sometimes linked to the role we hold, not just who we are." The commissioner remained thoughtful. This small incident reminds us of something simple. No matter how many achievements or titles we earn, life eventually becomes quieter for everyone. So it helps to stay humble, to connect with people, and to value relationships while we can. Because in the end, what stays with us is not our position, but how we lived and treated others.